So now we're going to be looking at best responses in a payoff matrix. So we described before how we can illustrate games, simultaneous games in a payoff matrix. We now are interested in saying, can we predict? What can we say about what the players are going to choose? One tool for doing that is to look at the best responses in a payoff matrix. So we had this previous kind of setup here where we had two players, black and orange. We described black's strategies by the rows, cooperate or play aggressively, and we describe orange strategies by the columns, cooperate or play aggressively. So we will now want to predict what do we expect the firms to do here. Well, one tool for doing that is to look at what are the best responses of each player to the other firms or to the other players' strategies. So essentially, we put ourselves in the shoes of each of the players successively. Sorry. So we're starting with putting ourselves in the shoes of black and say, well, if that's just an if. We're here just walking through the table. We're just walking through the matrix. We're looking at all different cases. So if orange were to play cooperate, what should black do? Well, we're assuming that if orange is cooperating, black is evaluating the different strategies that she can play. She can cooperate, getting a payoff for 5, or she can play aggressively, getting a payoff of 8. If orange were to cooperate. So the best response for black, comparing those two different payoffs, payoff 5 is compared to payoff 8. We mark then 8 is higher, so playing aggressively is the best response in that sense. So we're marking that. We can circle or we check or we underline. Okay, so we've looked at that first. We then continue. What if orange were to play aggressively? What would black do then? Well, black is again comparing the payoffs from cooperating, 1, to playing aggressively, which is 2. So 2 is greater than 1. So the payoff from playing aggressively is greater in this case. Okay, so we're now done with looking at the best responses for black. Move over, put ourselves in the shoes of orange, and says, well, payoffs to orange depend both on what she's doing and on what black is doing. So if black were to choose to cooperate, orange is comparing what? Well, it's comparing the payoff 5 from cooperating to 8 from playing aggressively. 8 is greater than 5, so in that sense, the best response for orange is to play aggressively. The final step is to say, what if black were to play aggressively? What are the possible payoffs for orange then? Well, orange is then comparing a payoff of 1 from playing cooperative, or from cooperating, to a payoff of 2 from playing aggressively. 2 is greater than 1. So the best response for orange in this case is to play aggressively as well. Okay, and we'll be saying something more about these different payoffs in subsequent video.